Well, we've got these fine gentlemen here. Welcome to Crazy Pinfall Podcast. It is officially the last one of 2020. As everybody would say, thank fucking God. I don't care. We've got two major pillars of the community. This guy down on the bottom is rocking everything out between Spider-Man, pop culture, and also a little bringing sexy back all the way up in Toronto. What's up, Aaron? How you doing?
Not much, getting ready for Friday. It's Christmas. Also, Wonder Woman 84 comes out. Try to watch that. Hopefully.
And then we've got the man himself making his debut. And the first time everybody can see that luscious beard of his, as they would say around here when they do the, bean commercials, show that beautiful bean footage. Literally, Mr. Ray Callahan, Angry Beaver himself. You see him in the chats, and usually he's ticked off to begin with. So, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great, man. Yeah, this is my first live show. I put together some prediction shows, very poorly put together, but I put those on my Twitter every once in a while when I do those. But yeah, my first live show, so very excited to do this.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting that how everything happens and everything goes down the line. So, hopefully Ray will be able to do more stuff with us down the line anyways. So, other than that, the week of wrestling was pretty interesting. We had the pay-per-view, Raw, but I think that the most interesting part was Kyle O'Reilly having another shot at Finn. And after that match is anything inkling of what's going to happen, this is going to be awesome. So,
yeah, I was a little bummed because I love Pete Dunne, and Pete Dunne and Finn Balor would smack, but that match last time was really good, and they're probably thinking, hey, can we get another one of those where they don't both get hurt? So I was a little bummed that Pete lost that, but I'll watch that Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor. I'll watch that again all day long for sure.
Well, I mean, especially with how well that match went, it's going to be ridiculous to see everything goes. I'm waiting for Ron Patel to yell at me because I have a brand new Pats hat. So, Aaron, what are you thinking about O'Reilly Balor 2 that's going to happen at New Year's Evil?
Well, I hope it lives up to the one at TakeOver 31. I believe it's TakeOver 31. I'm like everybody else here. I think everybody thought Dunn was going to win. It certainly seems it's going to be building that way. It's going to be awesome, and I don't expect Wiley to win, but you never know.
Well, I think the interesting part about it is that you have Balor having multiple opponents at this point, and it's going to be interesting to see how they take it from this, because one minute you have O'Reilly going against him for the second time. You have Cross lurking in the shadows. And as I talked about this last week on the podcast with Warren, you have Cole in the distance. So it's interesting to see how it all pans out. Now, if it does the way everybody seems to be, then it should be fun how it all gets arranged. So what do you guys think of the scenario that possibly you have multiple challengers going after Finn at the same time?
I like how it's somewhat organic that he's got multiple challengers there, because Cross he's the only reason he's not the champion is because he got hurt before. And obviously you had this slight little tournament going to get that number one contender. So he does have multiple people going at him. I like when they do that. I like when they have more than one real contender, because it shows strength in the roster. You mentioned Cole. I don't know what they're supposed to do with him, because what's it going to benefit putting the title back on him? He just had it for 400 something days. He doesn't really need it. So I don't really think he needs to play in there. But then what do you do with him? Because WWE has shown if you're not in a title picture, they have nothing for you. So I don't know where he goes, but I think Cross and Balor, and obviously he's the champion, but Cross and then Damian Priest, that's who Cross is going to face at New Year's Evil. So, there's a lot of people that can make runs at it. So
It's going to be fun because if they do it the way I think they will, you'll have Cross going at TakeOver before the Rumble. You have O'Reilly sitting there. You have Priest who could be, a stopgap in between. John, get your ass in here. He'll be like, having me a good day. Yeah, I have a beer for you, John. Get your butt in here. Right now, I feel like Stone Cold Steve Austin with this whole half a yard thing, just pounding it back and like literally like crashing it and stuff. This is going to be a fun day. But it's a possibility that they could actually do this right. And if they do you both see the fact that you have O'Reilly Cross, and then let's say after the Rumble, you have Cole and Priest all lined up there, and you have, oddly enough, Gargano and Ciampa that are in the line. You have a long line of contenders you can have Finn go through to do the point where he said, I faced them all and I knocked them all and I won. And who's left? Let's put a main roster guy hyperbole in there. They fought in a scrum match, which basically they showed up and, they needed an opponent for AJ. Balor, it would make an interesting thing. Like AJ all of a sudden says, I've done everything on the main roster. There's one title I haven't hold to be a Grand Slam champion of sorts, and he just wants Balor. He's already stated that he wants Hunter, so why not him turning around saying he wanted Balor?
Yeah, I mean they obviously have their Bullet Club history and all that stuff that would make the good story there too. But you mentioned Ciampa, he's kind of in that same spot that Cole is, the same spot that Gargano is. They really don't have anything else left to do in NXT as far as titles go. And they've made it very clear that they don't want to really go up. Cole, not so much, but like Ciampa and Gargano are like, no, we're good here. But what are you doing? Because what they're doing with Ciampa, I'm really bored of Boomer Ciampa. Like, he's just complaining about all these young guys and then giving them super long matches. That match that he did last week with Tyler Rust, as good as the match was, if you're like mad about people being given all these opportunities, this guy just got signed and you gave him a 15-minute match. Like, I don't know. I think it's weird. He should have his character is kind of awkward to me right now.
I agree.
Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron.
Can I say something? I'm going to say this about Ciampa and Gargano. They've already been in NXT for 4 years now. Since their last tag team champions was 4 years ago when they became tag team champions, right? And then they went their separate ways. And then they had like 1 or 2 year thing going on with them. I believe if they were in a pandemic, I think they would have been up by now. Same with Undisputed Era. They've been 3 years together. Strongest been, I believe, a year before, right? In 2016. But then the other 3 came in 2017. I think it would be up by now too, but the situation is different. They're on USA Network and they need star power on the USA Network.
Especially with the ratings being the way they are, they need to update it and get it better. And of course, Vince doing break the glass seal, guys. We got to break the freaking glass. We got to bring the legends on. We got to get them on real quick. Sound the flare horn. We got to get them on. All of a sudden, you hear Ric Flair going, what's up, Vince? Just basically running in, standing there like the Superman pose. God, man. For a ratings pop, I mean, Carlito, really. I can understand Tori Wilson and stuff. I can understand certain people, but Carlito's on the list. So, Vince is going to like, damn it, we got to get him on there. We got to get Carlito. Carlito's going to make everybody else pop. He's going to be one of them guys we got to get. And all of a sudden you're like, as a fan, like, it's Carlito.
Bring back the colognes.
When I saw Carlito, I immediately thought, despite the pandemic, whose face is he going to spit apple in? But I'm here for it. I'm here for Carlito.
I'm just waiting for someone to decide to turn around and slap somebody in the face at the same time, too. Like Carlito used to do that all the time. He used to spit an apple and slap them in the side. Oh, my God.
They didn't let him do that, spit in the situation right now?
Can you imagine him spitting in Vince's face with that apple?
I mean,
yeah, Vince, you brought me here just because I know they're not the way they're talking, but you brought me here because you needed a legend, and I spit on you, App. Yeah.
The way he treated his brother and cousin, like for the million gimmick changes from those electric mascadores, whatever they're called, and then
Oh my God, so many bad ones.
They were selling pamphlets to Puerto Rico and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah, it was so many bad gimmicks with them, and they have so much talent. It's ridiculous. But it's going to be fun to see what they do. Now going on to the rant.
Here for it.
Oh my bloody God! What the I'm gonna try not to swear because I know if I do, YouTube will literally push this video down a little bit. But fuck it, I don't care anymore. What the fuck was Raw?
It was weird.
Like, think about it this way, literally legit, right? The only thing good right now with Raw is Bliss, and you have her teasing Bray the Fiend 2.0, which is great, but why the fuck aren't you using to her full potential? I mean, come on. To me, Bliss is the only great thing for the most part about Raw because of the fact that she fucking does her job great. They give her something, she knocks it out of the fucking park. Like, oh my freaking God. You know, it is fully ridiculous that their storylines are so stupid, but the wrestling is so good. I mean, look at the match Drew had with the triple threat, and then Miz turning around in a story and saying, "I'm sorry, AJ. I'm sorry I cost us. It's my fault." Like, what the fuck? Man up.
He's a heel.
I do think he did kind of man up, though.
It's not real. It's predetermined. But, dude, have a sense of pride. Like, literally, if, like, okay, Ray, if I went in your job, I stole everything out of it and just turned around and said, "I'm sorry, Ray. You know, I broke this. I'm sorry, Ray. I did this." You would look at me like you're prideful of your work. You're happy with your work. Or Aaron, what if someone went into your stream and said, "Aaron, you have no fucking clue what you're doing." You'll be like, "Fuck you." You would literally, it would be an insult to you, and you would be like, "My pride is a lot better than anything." Fuck that shit. The dude, Miz himself, and we got Tim in the dark. Tim, get some lighting. But let me finish this. I'll pop you back in, okay?
I'm getting ready to step up.
All right, I'll pop you back in a minute.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, Tim's ready to go, but he's just kicked off. You have Miz, who brought that IC title up to prestigious. He brought literally fight hard and clawed after that promo with Daniel Bryan to make that IC relevant. And since then, that IC title hasn't been as relevant. Now, granted, Sammy's doing his best. I'll give Sammy that much. My God, Miz going in saying, "Oh, you know, I cashed in the Money in the Bank. It's my fault we lost," and stuff like that. I mean, come on. What the fuck, man? Gross a pair of balls. Mm-hmm. This is predetermined shit, but be a man. Say, "Yeah, I fucked up. I did it." But don't sound like you're a freaking wuss about it. Sound like the way I sound and be like, "Dude, I fucked up. I admit I was wrong. I cashed it in at the wrong time. And now because of this shit," and I wanted to ask you guys this, doesn't this make the Money in the Bank briefcase title, like the whole thing, irrelevant now because of the fact that you just wasted it on two people? Otis carrying it for a specific time, not doing anything. And then the Miz having Morrison cashing in at the pay-per-view. And then you have him giving a promo to AJ, who's AJ Styles, you know, the phenomenal one, and being a whiny bitch. So, everybody's like dead silent.
Well, I just was.
You're right, though.
Yeah, no, so here's the thing. He hit all those I screwed up notes. He really did. He goes, "I know I messed this up. I made a mistake." Going to the match, though, the match freaking ruled, and I only have one nitpick with the match, and it involves Miz and his cash in. Why didn't he start climbing the ladder immediately? That was my only qualm with that entire match, because he just stood there like, "Okay, I'm going to wait for them to announce." Like, no, dude, you're like cheating to win anyways. Do it the right way.
Get the fuck up the ladder.
Exactly.
How about we set up the ladder up? How about we set up the ladder when the other two guys were on the ladder? Instead of knocking that ladder down before setting up the ladder. Remember that?
Yeah, but look at this way, and I'm going to compare this to NXT. Look at the matches with Candice going for the title, and they take the people in the match like Indy Hartwell, bunch her up. Same thing with Austin Theory. Austin gets freaking Garno up on his shoulders, nudges him up. The only difference is between the NXT title match with the ladders compared to this TLC match. Gargano actually had the balls to win.
So when I was watching the TLC,
Ray's like taking back his first time on here. Be like, oh shit.
No, you're good, man. But the TLC match, I was actually hoping that Styles would try to stand on Omos's shoulders to get it. We didn't get that spot. I wish that we would have, but that would have been funny to me. But the next night on Raw last night, though, I didn't have a huge issue with Miz basically saying, like, dude, I screwed up. So you and I differ opinion. That's whatever. It's wrestling. Who cares? But if they give him back the Money in the Bank briefcase, I will be very furious because it's a very weak case that you're going to give that back on when so many other things you can very easily look at the tape and go, okay, we screwed that up. And they don't do that. So I'd be very upset if they did that. But as far as weakening the case too, they do need to be careful with that because neither Miz or Otis got it. Braun failed his cash in. Braun should have never failed his cash in. He's way too big and dominant. And then Corbin failed his cash in because he was willing to call
announced that he was going to do his match.
Yeah.
Cena announced it, and that technically is a loss because Cena didn't win the match.
Yeah. And then Corbin, his was because he was willing to call BS on concussion stuff because he had played in the NFL and knew that they were full of it. So you've had 4 of your last 5 people to hold it, haven't cashed it in successfully. Whoever gets it next, they need to be successful.
By God, man, you have a set of balls, man. It really is ridiculous that you have your own TV and you're called the must-see guy. I don't know if you guys remember. I remember him being on the Real World New York, Back to New York.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
The guy had no sense of anything and nothing around him. Literally, he said stuff that I'm not allowed to say. And it's interesting to see the evolution of him from being from there to now. Now, that's 2 different ends of the spectrum. He was in college and now he's an adult with 2 kids and a gorgeous wife. Let's leave it at that. But oh my fucking God, dude. You say you're the must-see guy on WWE. You're the must-see jackass in WWE. You just went from Miz, the wrestler, to back to New York in like 1 second. Because if you remember, Ray, in Back to New York, every other time he did something wrong, he kept apologizing to Cora. Instantly. What's up, Jobber? Hey, Jobber, if you want to get on, let me know. It'd be great to have you on, considering I just ranted for a good amount. Hey, I'll just send him the link anyways. But it literally is... It literally is annoying to me because it's like you expect more from him. You literally expect absolutely more out of Mike Bizanin. I mean, the dude named himself The Miz while he was on a challenge of all places when he turned 21. Man, I'm old enough to remember.
I'll tell you, when he cuts a passionate promo, he's one of the best. When he says he's not respected and stuff like that, he had to work hard and for everything he does to get respected in the business. When he cuts stuff like that, he's one of the best in the business. And that apology takes that away from him.
So he's really good at hitting all those Midwest notes. And I refuse to say what state he's from because I'm from Michigan and we don't say the O word in my house. But
dude, I have an Ohio State jersey and I want to get a Michigan jersey.
Ugh, no. But he hits all those Midwest babyface notes to where like he doesn't really ever tell a lie, but he's also leaving a few things out and making it look like he's a little bit like he's had it rougher than he really has. Like that is Midwest babyface all over it right there. I see people do that crap all the time in real life where I live. So he knows how to hit that note.
It's the same way with Tim. Tim's in Virginia, and you hear people talk differently. I get made fun of from being around Boston, and Aaron probably is the same way because it's called a regionalism. But oh my bloody fucking god! Like Raw, like I said, Raw was good, and I'm not talking about good. I'm talking about 4 or 5 years ago, nobody was talking about NXT on TV, for one thing. They were comparing Raw and SmackDown, and Raw was the better show of the two. And now, oh my fucking god. Like, it's so bad right now when it comes to the storyline. I watch NXT UK at times. NXT UK is a lot better than Raw. And that says a lot.
I do too.
Oh my god!
And the main event was stupid. Like, what the? They're tagging in a street fight. Like,
Yeah, absolutely agree. And by the way, guys, how y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm drinking.
I know he was in my stream earlier, and he told me about the doctor's stuff.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
we
hear
can
you.
you. So I mean,
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear yourself?
I'll be back.
And okay, Tim, and there he is. He's finally on my camera. What's up, Jobber JJ? If you don't freeze. Hey, it's the best. You're literally like freezing off and on, but is that just because it's late over there?
Probably.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I
Almost
mean,
1:30.
it is like, yeah, it's like almost 2:00 there almost. Well, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do you think since you just popped in that the Miz is a bitch?
What, his character or his real life?
Just the way he was on Raw this week, it was just literally,
Oh yeah.
you know, it was so painful to watch because I don't know if you remember him from Back to New York when he was on the Real World or have seen some of that stuff. But all he did was always apologize. He did something wrong. He didn't understand. He apologized coming from a small town in Ohio. And now if you look at all his promos and stuff like that, it's the same thing.
Yeah. He's a Hollywood. He lives in Hollywood.
It doesn't matter where you're from, so long as home is where it is. But
Yeah.
dude, it's like you have Maurice, you have 2 kids and stuff like that. Have some pride. I'm not saying he doesn't have pride in his work. I'm saying he doesn't have pride in standing up and actually saying, yeah, I fucked up. You might have done that. But the thing is, he's not standing and he's sounding like, and then halfway through that promo, he sounds like he wants to be like literally complaining about everything. You go from trying to be sincere with him and just like get tucked in, and then, oh my god, and then Raw itself, oh my, it has to be fixed. There's no way around it. So with each one of you guys, how would you fix Raw?
Make it 2 hours.
I have no idea. 2 hours? I don't know if that'll help. It may help a little bit, but I don't know. I think if it helped completely.
See, here's where I'm at on the 2 hours thing. Like, I think it would help, but you shouldn't really need to get when you consider how deep that roster is. I mean, we can say it over and over again. The problem is Vince McMahon. They have enough talent. They have enough creativity with the talent that they have. They have a big enough roster that they should be able to do a 3-hour show without any problems. Like, I get it. It's a lot of content to try to create, but you have a ridiculously loaded roster. We're sitting here talking about how, and again, I get it. They have different issues because of different, like, they're different brands. Like, we talk about how NXT, or not NXT, AEW, it's only a 2-hour show. How do they get more stuff in there? And yes, they have only the one show on TV, but like WWE's roster is so loaded with people that filling 3 hours really shouldn't be that hard if you let people do stuff. Like, they have people sit there for weeks and weeks with nothing to do. Give them something to do on a 3-hour show. It's Phil.
Oh my god. it makes more practicality that you're going to actually put people that want to be on there rather not be on there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you saw that interview that that Eric Young did with Sean, he said like one of Vince's biggest failures was he couldn't find anything for Eric Young to do. Now Eric Young is main eventing at Impact almost every single week. And say what you want about Impact, but like Eric Young is useful. Vince couldn't find any use for him. He can do everything. It's just failure.
It's a definition of sanity, repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result.
Unintended there.
Opposite of NXT. NXT, they'll find something for you to do. Once you get up to the roster, if Vince doesn't like you, you have no chance.
It's not even the fact that Vince doesn't like it. It's just Vince is so out of touch. Like it's getting to the point with me that I don't want to tune in to Raw. I'd rather watch NXT, SmackDown, the NXT UK, Impact. I don't catch AEW that much. I know it's on demand, but still, I'd rather watch something else than Raw. And it's sad because the talent on Raw is phenomenal. To quarter in the pun, and I'm going to add the pun to this, phenomenal. And oh my God, like literally, you're dragging all these great talents. You have Drew, AJ, Bray, who's very, very talented creatively. You have Alexa, who for me is pretty much the one woman on that division that should be champion at this point. It's a crime that she hasn't had another title run in since 2014, 2015.
Alexa?
Yeah, like right around
18,
that.
she lost to Rousey.
18.
Yeah, because I actually was at the show where Rousey put Bliss and Angle through the table. That was the only live show I've ever been to. It was the night after Money in the Bank when Braun won it, and she was champion then.
Ron Patel showing Jobber some love.
Oh, thank you.
I remember Alexa at the time. It was like she was getting a lot of criticism being pushed and stuff for the other girls.
It's amazing how that works.
It's funny how everything's contorted, and look at Nia now. You know, Alexa's been hurt and stuff, and she's safe, and she has pretty much, and I'll guarantee on Raw, the hottest storyline on Raw, just because it's attached to Bray, but on her own merit. I mean,
she made Bray relevant because his character sucked until she got involved.
She is the Harley Quinn to his Joker, and now we're waiting to see what happens. But put her in a match against Asuka and let her have the title, and then hold the title while they're figuring how to have Bray out until the Rumble. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do on SmackDown on Friday and tomorrow because they're setting up New Year's Evil. The match with Owens was brutal at the pay-per-view. So this cage match is probably going to be even worse, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm hoping that, Jimmy just pops out of nowhere and inserts himself in there because Jimmy's supposed to be back, I think, Aaron, right around January.
They said early 2001, 2021, not 2001, January, February, around that time. So, yeah.
And I think when he showed up a couple weeks ago, there were people that had said that they didn't expect him to be that far along at that point either. So that could be. I would like to see Roman in a match with someone where his family's not getting involved, because that is the one thing that I've really loved. His story, his push, everything has been awesome. But like the TLC match was very indicative of the fact that like he's not pinning anybody. And I know in a ladder match, you're not going to pin anyone, but like Jay was very involved in that match. Like it was a 2-on-1 fight essentially. And yeah, KO could counter it every once in a while, but like it was a 2-on-1 and Roman almost lost several times. So
yeah, it's almost like a crutch. So Tim, do you think it's possible that Roman should be by himself for a few matches? Because if that's the way they're going, they're setting up. I'll answer that question in a second, Drew. They're setting up, and it's sad to say, Goldberg versus Roman. Do you think that obviously Goldberg has that 2-match contract.
Okay, I'm getting ready to. Okay, I'm getting ready to fucking rant. Fuck you,
How about
Goldberg.
this? Both of you and Jobber can rant about this. I'm just gonna sit back.
Fuck you.
And enjoy
Fuck
this.
you, Goldberg. Fuck you. Go to fucking hell, you piece of shit. Nobody don't want to see you.
I forgot he's flipping out. I should watch out before I start chugging this thing.
My new tag on the bottom of this thing is I'm Tim the Dirty Nasty Heel Traver. I am Throwback's heel now. I am his heater. I don't give a flying fuck about Goldberg. And he should be Berg. He can fucking go to rotten hell. I don't give a shit.
Can this Tim be part of the Fightful thing earlier?
I want to be.
I'm going to say this honestly, and I'm going to do the plug now. The Christmas holiday special they do right after this, go check it out. Go to Fightful's YouTube channel. Definitely go see it. I wish I could be on camera to show them this, but I think some of them might be watching. And as these two, Aaron and Rick, could say, this one was all the way to the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. But anyway, back to your question, Throwback. Actually, I want to see Roman beat the shit out of Goldberg. Sorry, but that's just me. I hate him.
What do you think, Jobber, though?
It's what Vince does. He goes back to the Legends night. We don't need it.
Break the glass seal. Yeah, it's ridiculous too. I have to ask this question because got to ask this. Drew, it's a half a yard of beer, dude. I deserve that. And the beer is actually, I think, from San Francisco or in the western part of the country. So it's really good. It's kind of like a fall beer, which is awesome. It literally is ridiculous that Vince is so out of touch. And well, it's Drew, it's the equivalent of 3 beers I'm shotgunning right now. It really is. A full yard, by the way, is 6 beers. Yeah. So you think about the glass is probably about a foot. So yeah, whatever. But Vince is so out of touch. He has to have all these legends and having Goldberg back. So do you think the right move, Jobber, would be having William, as Warren would call him, in there at the Rumble, or would you push him back into something else? Because it looks like they're edging inch by inch to the Rumble when, you got Daniel Bryan, who's perfect for that spot.
I wouldn't have him be in the Rumble. If you're going to do it, I would have Roman call him out and say, I want this match to prove I'm the Tribal Chief. And just kill him at Mania.
So I know his deal is 2 matches a year for 2 years. So we have 4 more times that we have to see him in a match.
God.
That's just put that in your brain so it just makes the rest of it easier, I guess. I do not want to see him in the Rumble. God, no, unless he's eliminated in like 3 seconds. I'd like that. The only other times I want to see Goldberg is either Roman retiring him with a spear or Riddle retiring him somehow. They talk about Riddle being the heel, and he's got some reasons for that right now, but if you want to get him over as a heel, he can retire Goldberg. I don't know that makes him a heel, but hey, it's retiring somebody. So I hate Goldberg. He sucks. He can go away.
What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, the Goldberg. What is the Goldberg Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? What does that do? Gets nobody interested. Doesn't put anybody over. Like WrestleMania is meant for the big moments. There's no big moment there. We can all see that. There's going to be no huge moment in that match. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. Well, Daniel Bryan got his moment 6 years ago. You remember 5 years ago, the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan was not in the Royal Rumble, and everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win. And that's the one Roman Reigns won. Maybe they could do something with that to build up for WrestleMania.
I mean, I think what's more important is to develop new talent right now, and that's where the well needs to be. And you already have established talent in NXT, so where you want to go? I mean, Keith Lee would be perfect, and Jobber is familiar with Keith Lee because Mr. Davis of the All Authority. I'm not going to say anything bad about it because you're a good person, dude. And right now, I really don't give two shits about Ollie. But anyways, because I have the real title. Anyways,
I got the real title.
I have the real title.
No, I'm talking about me with being a heel.
My AEW titles with my 4-year-old.
Oh no, this is literally heavy as fuck. And the one I'm thinking about having crafted is going to be heavy too.
Oh shit!
There's a company that does custom title belts. Let's say if I get extra pocket cash, and I'm not talking about the stimulus checks, there might be a title on this channel for the future. And I'm not talking about Wrestle Talk bouncing it between all of them in the freaking backhand. I won't mind shipping it to other countries too. So next, you never know, Jobber will be walking in with the wicked crazy title belt running around his house or something, or who knows. But we'll get about that in a little bit. Since Jobber's on, I might as well talk to him about his opinion on that stuff and pick his brain. But I think what's more important, though, is to settle and get new talent. You have what people are now calling the worst call-up in a year, which is Bianca and Keith Lee. And I think you could do so much more with Keith Lee on SmackDown than you could do with Raw. So you have a built-in match, and we've seen this at Survivor Series with Lee and Roman. That story fits itself. That is a main event match. I mean, Jobber, what do you think? Because Keith Lee did wrestle in the UK for a little while. Do you see Keith Lee should be on a different brand and then letting him rip it? I mean, that match writes itself.
Oh yeah, I'll just let Keith Lee wrestle on any brand, like in NXT. Just let him be him. Because what got him over was a big guy can fly. Not a big guy that could just be a scary monster and just stand there.
What about you, Ray?
Vince wants him to be.
The problem is booking. Again, I mean, it's the same issue with every single call-up. It's if you don't have a plan for him and you bring him up anyways, you're just going to ruin him. I mean, he had that really, pretty good debut. Did he beat Orton, right? Mm-hmm. Or was it? Yeah.
It was Orton.
He beat Orton pretty much right away.
Mm.
Yeah. And then you DQ wind him for like 2 months. Like it doesn't matter what show you put him on. If you book him like garbage, it's not going to get anybody over. And you mentioned that bringing the new stars, they have them all already. They just have to book them to not suck. So
look at the people that are not even on TV. Look at the one person I talked to Warren about that's not on TV in NXT that should be. And he is radio silent right now. And they were so high to him to begin with. And that's Bronson Reed. And the dude was literally had a whole new setup, whole new everything. And it's quiet, which usually means one or two things. They're not happy with him at the moment, or there's something down the pipeline big in NXT. But by God, give Keith Lee something to do other than being on Raw.
I'll agree with you, NXT. I just want to say NXT, for this year, it's been mostly the same people in NXT. There's only one or few new people, but it's been mostly the same superstars in NXT.
It's got to change. I mean, if you're bringing people from UK over, I mean, Tony Storm, Pete Dunne, I mean, next thing you know, you're going to, once Britain allows people to get in there and Jobber, you probably know this as much because didn't they close the borders for traveling in the UK right now?
Yeah, I think.
So, I mean, it would make more sense if they're eventually going to have to convince Walter, who said publicly he does not want to wrestle in the United States, to get over I mean, as you being in the UK and seeing all this, because it's, you know, on your channels like it is for the USA Network for here for NXT, doesn't it make more practicality to keep good huge over there? He's very seldomly hurt unless it's special events here, but by God, you know, you're bringing Tony Storm over there with that talent that they had there. You're just stacking the deck on everything. Shouldn't they just keep like certain talent like that over there to make the brand over there a lot stronger?
The problem with NXT UK is no one watches it. You can have all the talent in the world. It was done for the wrong reasons. So many independent brands have closed because of NXT UK. They can try and grow it, but it's only certain fans will watch. Because, like, I barely watch it.
I try to catch it when I can, especially when I'm on lunch from work. But by God, man.
Well, the other problem you run into is even if you leave Rhea and Tony and Walter and Pete and all those guys, even if you leave them over there, all you're essentially doing is you're glass ceilinging them, and then you're also saying to everyone else, like, you're suppressing your own talent pool, because if the top guys can't get over to America, England never develops top guys either. Hello, Mr. Warren.
Hi, Warren.
You just missed the Goldberg rant that Tim just had.
Well, you know, I'm getting ready to rant on the fucking creative. The
Oh,
creative
God.
fucking sucks. Okay, first of all, Vince McMahon is the head of goddamn creative. He's a fucking piece of shit. Okay? Jobber, Aaron, Ray, sit back and relax. I'm getting ready to fucking go off. I've been waiting for this time. WWE needs to get the shit out of get their head out of their asses and get their fucking brains right. They're nothing but idiots.
Warren, come save us.
Because I'm straight up telling you, the women's division, they're fucking already shitting the women's division. And I'm talking about on the main roster. And then the creative is taking Keith Lee and fucking holding him like a goddamn handcuffs. Let the fucking man go. Let the fucking man just do what he wants to do. Let him be a fucking man and be an animal. Just like Braun Strowman. Quit holding them fuckers back and let them go. Jesus fucking criminy. God damn, they're fucking idiots.
By the way,
go ahead, Throwback.
I still lost that bet, and I still have to cash in 2 jerseys. Thank you very much for swearing within the first 10 minutes.
You know what? They got 6 weeks. Build something strong for Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they're doing that real late. I kind of hope they do Mania kind of late too, just so that we can do, hopefully, not to get politicky, but hopefully there's vaccines effectiveness and all that stuff, and hopefully we can get some crowds. But
it's just starting now.
Yeah.
But if anything, if they're talking about the way the second strain's going on, we're all fucked.
Yep.
And
I'll be fucked with a capital F.
But what's the atmosphere over there, Jobber, with wrestling right now and everything going on in the UK? Because you're there, you're present. So what's your views on what's going on there?
I haven't been keeping as much as possible, but if it's safe enough to do it, to have an outdoors, have outdoors, then I say go for it. Wear your masks, be as safe as possible. But for me, I'm not going to go to it's almost certain it's safe.
Now, the other question I have for you is that title really taped up? Hey, at least I got him smiling about it.
He's got a grin on his face. He's like, yep, sure fucking do.
What I think it is that the world needs some positivity in the world and stuff. And eventually what will happen is with these vaccines, we'll find out what's up. My uncle already took it. Just real serious talk about this stuff. And
they almost have 1 million vaccinations in America right now. Almost 1 million.
And my
Like, people
uncle and a
vaccinated.
couple of my friends who are, and some of my family members are first responders and stuff. They're going to be taking it, because that's what they do. But for me, what's more interesting to see is that if this does work, what will happen afterwards? Because think about it this way, right? When the AIDS vaccine came out there, and there's still not a predominant vaccine, then it's a multiple cocktail of stuff. There were a lot of side effects. I mean, my medication for my epilepsy, there's side effects to it. For mine, they give my seizure medication, and a lot of people don't know it, to people who are bipolar. So there's sometimes I get swings of moods where it goes one way, it goes the other, it goes back and forth. And it's not under my control. It's because I've been on these meds since 05, 06. I've been seizure free for almost 20 years in 02 when it comes in 2022. And I've been epileptic since 1997, 98. So I know side effects clearly, but I'm more concerned about what people's side effects of this afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine what the side effects would be for these wrestlers who are going around in town. Hell, I'll use Warren since he's in the chat. Imagine Warren taking the vaccine, and then all of a sudden he breaks out in a rash and doesn't understand why. It's
Allergic reaction.
It's not an allergic reaction.
You think Canada, like me, we won't be getting the vaccine to at least April, May or June, because we're behind England and the States in terms of vaccination. Like in our country, we plan to vaccinate only 8% the first 3 quarters of next year, January to March, and then we start the general population from April, kind of like you guys. That's your schedule, but not as much vaccination because you have more population, more people. So we plan to have between April and June. That's the plan from the government. The government, things change, 40 to 50 million, hopefully, vaccinated by then. And then by September, from July to September, 100%. Obviously, we're not going to get 100%. But hopefully the majority of the people in Canada get vaccinated by September, and things by then seem to get back to normal. And I can see it in your countries, maybe SummerSlam. That's maybe optimistic, but most likely Survivor Series. 2
companies that are in New England and around the Boston area, Pfizer and another one, Moderna, have gotten FDA approval, and there's a third one starting to get into process, trying to get
Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at possibly for me to get it in April. I know some people who are teachers and stuff like that, they're talking about February.
They're next. Yeah, the teachers are next. Essential workers are next.
Yeah, I just because I'm a middle school teacher actually, but I got a thing that said that teachers are supposed to be in the next set. I think it was supposed to be teachers, grocery workers.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm essential, I'm fucked.
Here's the thing: if athletes are playing, they should be considered essential, especially college athletes.
Well, I think the NFL said we're not going to push to try to get our people the tests or the vaccines before like medical workers and stuff. I think they did say that, at least for the NFL. I think it was the NFL that said we'll kind of wait our turn. So,
what are they saying out in Britain, Jobber, about the vaccine?
Haven't really been keeping much up to date, but we're hoping, because it depends where you are, because some places are tier 4, some places are tier 1, but
I do think it's going to work against that new strain of vaccine. I think it's going to work. I hope
it works.
Hopefully.
The scientists are saying it most likely will work, and I follow science, not.
I'd rather deal with facts, not what ifs.
That's what science is meant for, right?
Yep,
pretty much. But today's a new day and everything, as they say. Yep. Speaking of which, the Hurt Business tearing off the New Day shirt, throwing the other thing, that was fun too. We've got NXT tomorrow. So what are you guys looking forward for NXT? And are you guys looking forward to the cage match possibly happening? I want Warren to get in here to give me a very good Christmas gift. I want a Goldberg rant like he did, or he did on the podcast last week. Thing about meat or somebody and stuff like that. Dude, pop it, man.
2 weeks ago, he ran on a rant. Yes, I can confirm that.
Hey, Warren, if you're still listening, give us a rant and put it on a bow.
He's laughing at you.
He's somewhere laughing. But I mean, it's interesting to see. Thank you. It's interesting to see how everything happens for a reason, and eventually, hopefully. Now, do you see these vaccines being mandatory for, WWE and stuff, considering their quote unquote, no.
No,
even
take one.
Even for my work, they've said like, no, you will never be forced to do it. It's just they make those certain professions available before everyone else can get it.
Everybody's mothers wonder what's wrong with us. Except I can't say that.
They're not going to be mandatory, but they're probably going to be recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it has to be a justified means, because aren't they quote unquote, contracted workers? I mean, aren't they quote unquote, basically they work for themselves and do what they want? Oh my God, WWE, they took Twitch and all that stuff away, and they're private contractors. The next thing you know, Viz is like, oh man, we need you to take that dumb vaccine, and you need to work for us.
Do you think Vince is the kind of guy to say that perspective on it, though? I feel like he'd be the opposite. If we're going to be
all I know is the professional sports leagues like baseball, NHL, basketball, NFL. I believe NFL is planning to have vaccinated healthcare workers at the Super Bowl. If you heard that, I believe. But the other three sports, they're going to tell their athletes once the vaccine is available, they're going to go over with the vaccine with them, tell their athletes in the team personnel about. And tell them when the vaccine's available. And see, what I said on my sports show, what I would do, right? In the baseball season. The vaccine could probably be ready for general public, right? So what I would do is have an off day. One of the days, have wherever the teams are playing, 2 teams in one stadium.
Yeah.
Have a doctor, medical professional that's licensed to vaccinate people. Have them vaccinate the whole team. Whoever wants on the team can get vaccinated, and then have 1 or 2 days off for the side effects. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, have another off day and do the exact same thing, because it's 2 doses. And then another 2 days off for side effects. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I got great news, so hopefully this will happen. The good news is that. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Patrick Mason is agreed. He got permission to be on the show at some point, so that's great. I'm happy for that. Thanks, bud. But I'm more worried that companies will force them. Now, my job right now is basically, I don't know if they're going to mandate it or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. And we got the paper to be essential workers, because if the cars are not running for doctors, you can't get there. So I'm more worried about them saying in February, you have it. Just imagine my 40th birthday is on a Saturday. It's February 27th. Next thing you know, the government was like, here, take your vaccine. It's February 27th. You're 40. It'd be like, great. What the fucking 40th birthday, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Can I just say, Ray, you're a teacher, right? So
no, Ray is. I work at
Ray's a teacher, right? So is your school, for school, since I don't know if it's in your state, but school, some states in some provinces in Canada, kids have to be vaccinated to get into school, right? Does your school do that?
For
I don't know, polio, measles.
Yeah, they have to have all those. Yeah,
see, I don't know if they're gonna do. But the thing is, kids are not gonna get vaccinated, and we know kids they spread the flu like crazy, because they get flus. They get the flu more than adults do. So I don't know about COVID. Doesn't seem like that, but you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are exemptions that you can do because of religious reasons and stuff, but I feel like I don't know all the exact rules, but I know that like our kids in our building are vaccinated for other things, but like the flu vaccine, because that's kind of where the precedent in a lot of this goes. The flu vaccine isn't something that we require, so I can't imagine that we would be like, you have to get this one. It's just they're gonna encourage it to a lot of people. So,
Well, I'm gonna put this up real quick just to first stop. Pat, you'll be on one of the shows after the new year, and I'll make sure that happens. And maybe this guy could actually be on at the same time with Ray and Aaron and stuff.
life goals.
Yeah, 2021, man, gotta get that running and started up. I mean, especially since Tim's laid up,
I can provide an update for y'all right now.
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Well, okay, guys. Well, let me explain this to you because I said this to Aaron on Aaron's show, so Aaron knows a little bit about the SIP situation report. Okay, guys. Yep. So Friday, I had emergency surgery on my ankle, my left ankle. So they put a left rod on the left ankle. But when the doctor did was, instead of giving me muscle relaxers, he was giving me pills that were actually flaming my ankle to where the point where it was burning. To the point where I feel
carrying crossed it.
Pretty much. And I told him, I said, dude, you're going to have to give me something to relieve this pain. So I go, rolled it over I think it was Saturday, I rolled it. And then I rolled it on the same spot where my surgery was. So I texted my doctor and I said, Doc, you're going to have to go and do something about it. Well, he told me, he says, look, you're going to have to come in Monday morning. You're going to have to come in Monday morning and do the surgery. So on the super chat on Sunday night, when they did the TLC on Fightful, I chimed in and let them know. The next day, which would be, today's Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. So yesterday on Monday, they went in my right side of my ankle, put a metal rod there. Okay, let me explain.
Damn it, Tim, you can't go through freaking airports now. God damn it.
Doesn't work like that.
No. Well, anyway, what happened was when I was 14, 15 years old, I had a high ankle sprain when I was playing basketball with a bunch of people I knew. When I did a jump shot, my back of my ankle went and hit the ground, caused me to spin and almost pop my whole leg out of place. Because of the high ankle sprain that I suffered, that destroyed pretty much half of my ankle. So now they went back, and that's when they put the 2 metal rods in my ankle. Now the doctors, because the doctor, I'm not going to go into all the details on it because I can't because of because of HIPAA situation. Let's just say the doctor got shit canned for what he did to me.
HIPAA. That's the HIPAA
told me
laws.
this.
Yeah.
You told me this in the stream.
He got shit canned for me, so he was not allowed to touch me no more. Well, a new doctor texted me last night and said, hey, I'm going to help you out. All of the fucking painkillers you have now, I'm giving you some new ones. So now he's giving me muscle relaxers, and now I'm getting a lot more better. Today, guys, I want Aaron, Ray, Jobber, Throwback, everyone at Fightful, everyone that listens to this podcast, and everyone else, I really, really appreciate all of the warm support y'all gave me. If it wasn't for y'all, I would not be able to have the strength to come on tonight's show and thank every single one of y'all. So from the bottom of my heart to everyone and everyone's listening in the chat, I really fucking thank you a lot. I really thank y'all. And I do have to go to rehab.
They have to take him to rehab, but he don't want to go.
No, honestly, I broke my leg 6 years ago. In 2 days, in about 4 or 5 days, it'll be about 6 years. It was a week after I had proposed to my wife, and I broke my leg at my job. So I have a metal plate and 7 screws in my lower right ankle. That rehab though, take that stuff seriously for real. Like I wouldn't be able to walk regularly if I didn't push myself in there. But heal up, man. Heal up for sure.
Yeah,
Speaking of heal
Appreciate
up, Tim Tremor is a fan, even though he's a heel. He's my heel.
I'm
He ain't a-
throwback heel. I'm his heater, damn it.
I need a face band. I need a baby face. I can't carry a whole brand by myself.
No, you can be the baby face.
Oh, God help me. I'm a tweener. we could give Aaron as the face because literally every girl would be like, "Hey, Aaron,
Yeah,
how
there you
doing?"
go.
Jobber.
There you
So, since I have you on, how much money would it cost you to be not trademarked as Ollie's favorite fan? Come on, we this is a show where you come in, everybody talks about wrestling and stuff in life, shoot the shit, and it's like your friends literally look at it, just sitting there and talking to you and being like, you know, you have a buddy who likes wrestling, a buddy who likes video gaming, a buddy who likes, you know, cricket, stuff like that, and everybody just jones on each other, you know.
Yep.
There's like a delay on the.
He's
Can
speaking.
you hear me?
Yeah, so
Jobber.
delay.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, you know how $1 Million Man said everybody has a price.
No, it's like
Yeah, you definitely have a delay.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, obviously you have a delay on your end, so that's fine too. But I mean, we've got one person who says, "I think ultimate baby face." Oh, that would be awesome. You know, it'd be awesome too if I got this guy on with this guy on with this guy and then this guy, and literally Tim's like, "Pat, you fucked me. I'm surrounded by faces. What the fuck did you do?" I'd be like,
No, because I know anytime Warren will go, he'll flip and go heel.
Yeah.
I know he will.
Man, I love y'all. This is awesome. So,
Yeah.
Jobber, since you're fading in and out, tell them where they could find you. The anticipation's killing me.
So it's a bit laggy.
Yeah, you're fine.
We can hear you though. It's just lagging.
Yeah.
So we got to round it up. As much as it would be awesome to have Warren just pop in. Warren's got stuff he's doing.
Yeah.
But again, guys, it's an open invitation to come in. I know Christmas Eve is going to be busy for everybody. We will be doing, meaning me, I don't know, whoever's free and wants to, they can come in. I will be doing a watch along of my own shit. How awkward is that?
Mr. Warren Hayes just gave me a follow on Twitter. Merry frickin' Christmas.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm surprised.
There is a Santa.
Well, hell.
And he's
Best
Canadian.
present.
Yeah, well, where's Sean at when we need him?
He's on his own stream right now.
He's on his own stream, and I can screen that.
I know, I'm just ribbing. I'm just joking.
I mean,
I'm just
don't
saying
tempt
on
me. I'll
Thursday
screen.
night.
Did he start yet? I didn't get
Yeah, they
notification he
just
It
started.
just started.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah,
started.
I
it just
mean,
started a little bit ago.
we can turn this episode real quick into a watch along of their stuff. It's not like Wrestle Talk hasn't done that.
No, not really.
No.
But other than that, I'm gonna do a live stream of watching my own stuff. We're gonna tape 2 episodes of the show that should have been 1. The infamous Sean Sapp episode that will be airing on Christmas Eve. I don't know the time yet. I'll figure that out. So if anybody wants to pop in, you know how to do it. Just hit the DM and I'll send you the link like always. You know, this has been an interesting year. I never thought I would ever start doing a public live stream. I never thought I would have the courage to do it. Me wanting to end this last show of 2020 right, I wanted to thank Warren. I wanted to thank Sean. Especially one person in general. I want to thank Rob Wilkins, because the thing is that Rob was my first guest ever. And it's only right for Rob to help me in 2021 launch the new channel that we're going to launch. Because there's conversations I've had with Rob where it literally Rob's helped me a lot more than he knows. And giving people the opportunity on that new channel to, let's say Ray wants to hop on that new channel and he wants to do a weekly show. Aaron wants to do a secondary show and he wants to do it on there. Et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Warren, you were the first person to have me on your show. Yes, you can claim that for the rest of your life. Yes, you can do that. But I want to give people the opportunity like I did. And that's what this second channel, it's going to be launched some point next year, just working the details out. But I can literally say that I am appreciative where the show is. It's weird that we're literally 8 months, 9 months, little about 7 or 8 months in, and it's doing as well as it is. And it's interesting to see the people in the community rising up to it. It's awesome to finally have 3 people that have been asking for months to get on finally do. And
do it.
And the thing about it is that I'm very happy to have Aaron, Ray, and Jobber on. Tim swears up his jar, and I think I have $100 in that swear jar, so that means that his bet negates it. So yeah, that kind of works in my favor.
Wait a minute, what?
I'm a teacher, so I have to be Denise level wholesome. But we saw how that works. So
I have
So I just have to continue doing it. Okay.
But I mean, I do need somebody who could be on Denise's level, so you could be Denise, I guess. I don't know. Aaron could be Warren, and Warren comes in and be.
I'll be right back.
God.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You say you had to be right back. You had to do something.
I can hear his mom. But
I'll be back in that room. Don't worry. Sorry about that. Take care of some business.
Yeah, you're good.
It's okay. We're wrapping up because all of us have to inch over to where we want to be right now. So I'm going to go around with everybody. But 2021, hopefully for this channel, is going to be big. We've got 208 subscribers. I go by with the podcast side. I go by views and listens, not how many people are fixated on watching it or subscribers to it. And that's doing really well. That has over 225, 230 listens. So to me, that's a success. It's interesting to see how far that comes. I'm going to leave an open invitation for Ray to be on the podcast. Aaron, I want to get you and Jobber on and all that stuff. I want to be able to have people introduced and regularly. I got to get doing more match memories. I know that, but
I'd be down for those.
Yeah, it's hard to do match memories when you have to sit down, time, record, where I could do the podcast and I could have that mini version of that and go from there. But my plan, hopefully in 2021, is to have Ray, Aaron on, Jobber. I don't have to worry about Tim because Tim literally will hit me up and be like,
No, I will. I'll let them know. I give them heads up. I give them about an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah, but the ultimate goals for this show, for the YouTube channel, is to have Denise. There's 2 now, and I'll be blunt. The one would be Warren, Sean, and Rob, because we used to have general conversations between the 4 of us. And then it all depends on schedule and schematics and stuff. And then if everything aligns, it would be Denise, Sean, and Jeremy with DK. I threw DK in because DK is a really good person and stuff. And and I wish he's watching, and I hope he is. But I'm going to have everybody go around, say where I can find you. I don't have to worry about, like I said, Tim. Tim will literally be on probably on Christmas Eve with me. So,
I probably will.
Ray, tell them where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can do Twitter, Instagram. If you're wanting wrestling content specifically, Twitter's the better one. Instagram, I rarely post, and a lot of times it's my kid and stuff. So on Twitter, at AngryBeaver1127, right there. Hit me up. I do prediction shows every once in a while for pay-per-views. They're very crudely put together, but with your help, maybe we can make that more of a thing. I know DJ, he's been talking to me about doing stuff, so maybe we hook that up. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at AngryBeaver1127. Go donate some money over to Fightful on their Christmas stream, because all the money goes to the staff minus Sean, and Jimmy Van matches everything. So go get them paid.
Donate a super chat with me and chat for me and say, hey, I was on Throwback Show. We were talking about this. I'm sorry. It's a shameless plug.
No,
but
hey, get them in.
But Aaron, tell them where they can find you. Man, this beer is hitting me good.
Jesus.
So you can find me at my Twitter at Aaron J's Fan. And you can find me on my YouTube channel at Aaron Entertainment. I do 3 shows a week. It's all about wrestling. Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays is all about the pop. This Thursday, I think it's going to be a short episode. There's not really much movie news, so I'm just going to go over the Mandalorian. Don't watch it if you haven't seen the season finale, because I will spoil it. And I'm going to talk about Wonder Woman's box office, why people are like having issues as expected. And Saturday, I'm going to talk about why we love sports. All these shows are 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, check all this stuff out. It's all good stuff. Mr. Heel.
You can follow me on Instagram, Tim Traver 3. You can follow me on Facebook, which is Tim Traver, which I got the little saliva picture, go figure. And you could also, when you're on there, and it probably won't be until next year, but me and one of my friends are launching a site. It's I can just go ahead and tell you, it's a diecast site. If you're in the diecast stuff, you're welcome to join. You don't have to worry about anything. It's free. It's cool. You can sit back, chat it up. We can talk wrestling a little bit on there, because there will be some wrestling stuff on there too, probably. And you can also check me on Twitter at Tim Traver. Actually, 3 Twitter accounts, but yeah, you get it.
I don't want to make a joke there because I don't want to set Tim off. Jobber, tell them where they can find you, man.
Just Twitter at Best Jobber. That's it for me. Follow Fightful. Follow this channel. Donate a super chat. Share the love.
Yeah, the plan hopefully in 2021 is to grow this channel to the point where I get very close to that goal. Do I see it happening? Probably not, but in May, it'll be a year since the show went off, and hopefully I made everybody proud. So we'll see how it goes. Do a good deed.
Dude. Because it's a year thing, right? The hours. It's so stupid.
It's going to be fun. My 40th, I'm planning a good show. It might be on a Saturday, Tuesday and Saturday. I don't know. Maybe I'll just be doing what I'm doing now and drinking and just being an idiot. But as much as it is, go check out the Fightful stuff. Everybody's popping over to their holiday stuff. I know they'll probably be like, why is there doing that? That was the most infamous thing. We do a roundtable for 2 hours, and Joe Pearl and Jeremy were like, why are they streaming still? Get the hell off. But that's much love for them. Check out the podcast with Warren. That's on all platforms. The special edition for Spotify has music on there, and there's a line in there that made Warren laugh. I said so. I mean, going to be recording for the podcast for Saturday with Joel Pearl tomorrow. That will be fun. We've got, Sister Custom Designs. The link is in the description on the Facebook group. Join it. They do a really good job. They did something for the shirt. Check out tomorrow night. You got Listing Your Boy, the Wednesday Night Wars, and then Friday got the special edition Christmas one. Check out the two shows that are coming up on Christmas Eve. I'm going to do. Do a good deed. Seriously, do a good deed for somebody. Pay it for the weather, especially with Christmas Eve. A lot of people now are hard times. As Dusty Road says, hard times, hard times. Do something good for somebody to make what their day could be. It's Christmas time is about being thankful and giving, not being selfish. All right, guys. Nothing but love for all y'all. Thank you, Ray, Aaron, Jobber, and I don't have to thank Tim because Tim's always happy about being here and yelling and stuff. But
Sean
very
bought
soon.
Denise Cole.
The other thing I forgot to mention before we go, Anakin, we're thinking about you. We love you, man. We're thinking about your family and shit. Stay strong. Whatever you're going through right now, just know that we're here for you. Other than that, have a good holiday, guys. We'll see you on the main show on this show in 2021. Next Tuesday is going to be, I don't know. I'll figure something out, but it'll be fun nonetheless. And I want to thank everybody for being a part of a great 2020 for the show, 2020 for me, and then just go from there. All right. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Later.
See ya.